So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been out for about 4 days at this point, and it's safe to say in a lot of ways the game is more woke than we had initially thought. Not only does the game feature underage forced rainbow cutscenes between Henry and Hans Capone, who is only 15 years old by the way, but we also have black Muslims telling us how much of a shithole Bohemia is compared to the deserts of Africa, and how they treat women better as with it being a safer country. And also, I'm not even making this shit up, and he basically claims Henry and us whites are just ignorant and shit. He literally tells Henry he needs to educate himself.
Friend, educate yourself a little. It is not far from here, on the other side of the Alps.
Shut your bitch ass the fuck up!
Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey, and we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
C-A-P. Cap!
All I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country, and that has not made much of an impression on me.
Yo, 305, son, the 305.
Now, if all of that wasn't bad enough, they also made nearly every single woman in this game a girl boss.
I'm letting her go.
Die!
Look.
Die! Die! That's for Roman! You bastard!
But yeah, I'm playing through Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right now, and I'm working on a review for the game, so stay tuned for that, and it'll be my next upload. Now, if anybody remembers, about 2 weeks ago at this point, this absolute shill known as Worthaby streamed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and claimed that the game wasn't woke, and there isn't a single drop, not an ounce of wokeness in the entire game.
First up, guys, let's quickly address the woke. I don't want to give it more than like a minute or so because there's nothing. It's just bollocks.
While also claiming he doesn't care if the developers lied.
When I buy a game, I don't go out to dinner with the developer. I play the game. If the developer has lied, do you want to know how many fucks I give about that? Do you think the developers of games, do you think directors of movies, they're all perfect people who don't ever lie or do anything wrong? My goodness, how many fragile people is it? He lied! Somebody lied! He made a game!
About a full 2 weeks later, when he said he'd make a response video the following day, he finally responds, and let's just say it's about as bad of a response as you'd think, if not worse. So Worthaby responds to his followers and subs as with Syntheticman by banning over 400 people and thousands of comments for posting abuse, yet doesn't even showcase a single quote-unquote abusive comment he received because he's full of shit and he's a disingenuous liar.
Explaining why I've banned over 400 people in 2 days.
Banned. Gone. Forever.
Yesterday morning, I went in and I banned hundreds, just banned. That's why over, I think, 1,500 comments vanished.
I'm banning anybody trying to give me advice. Real talk.
But anyways, he quadruples down, probably maybe even quintuples down on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 not being woke, as with just straight up making lies about Syntheticman. And I think it's safe to say the reception of this stream is about what you'd expect, which is most people aren't eating the shit Worthaby is pouring into their mouths. With somebody saying, you deleted the stream where you spurged out against your viewers, why are you acting like you were not the one that caused all of this? Take the L, dude. You got caught grifting, you banned 400 people, everything that you have done so far has been absolutely pathetic, which all I'm seeing is factual information if you were to ask me.
Like real talk.
And Worthaby says, go back to Syntheticman, you are not welcome here. Wow, that's kind of racist. Are we synth cells, like not people according to you, Worthaby? Are we like lessers to you? That's kind of racist, I'm not gonna lie. And another comment saying the gay stuff is optional, nobody's forcing you. Customer, waiter, there's Z bugs, Z roaches in my soup. Then the waiter goes, sir, you don't have to eat Z bugs, it's just optional, just like how you don't need to take Moose's BBC up your no-no regions. Okay, maybe I added a little bit onto that comment, but you get the point. Worthaby also dropped a comment on his stream addressing how he doesn't care if the developers lied, and again, quintuples down on that shit. We will read that later, as with another comment where he tries to paint it as if Worthaby lives rent-free in Syntheticman's head and blatantly lies, saying Syntheticman couldn't find find anything woke about the game when he was streaming it, so he left for 45 minutes to get a drink and never came back. Like, Worth a Shill is straight up blatantly lying here, as anybody who watched Synth's stream saw all the woke shit in the game, all the gay innuendos, how all the women are girl bosses, the woke Reddit dialogue, humor, and writing, and the complete shift in tone of the game from the original. And whenever Synth leaves for an extended period of time, it's usually just to eat. And I don't think he's ever been gone for more than 45 minutes, as Worth a Shill is claiming. At most, it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, if you haven't already lost all respect for Worth a Shill at this point, you're about to. It's time to kick back, grab some popcorn, and watch Worth a Shill's much anticipated, much awaited response stream, which only took 2 weeks because he's a bitch. But yeah, let's check it out.
I think 1,500 comments vanished. I didn't delete any comments. I just banned people. Now, because they were spamming abuse in all the comments went as well. Now, I'm going to show you why I had to do that. Obviously, that's not a normal practice on my channel at all, as you know.
There was no abuse. It was all people calling him out on his bullshit and lies, but he's trying to paint this picture that he's the victim in this situation, and it's all Syntheticman's fault because Syntheticman is like a big fat bully.
Big fat bully.
But we all know what Worthaby means by abusive comments. What he means is any comment that isn't sucking his dick. If you aren't knees on the ground, mouth wide open, then chances are you're just being abusive. Or, you know, if you have an opposing view, you know, if you have an opposing opinion, then you're being abusive. And he's going to delete your comment, or I mean, just ban you, because banning people is a much better look apparently, because not only does that remove somebody off of your channel, but it also deletes their comments. So, you know, it's like a win-win. But yeah, it's only going to get much worse from this point forward.
I just fucking... Real talk.
People were coming from a channel on the internet led by... what's he called? Syntheticman. A guy called Syntheticman. They were from his channel, but unfortunately, he was subscribed to my channel. And a lot of his followers were.
You really gotta love how he says unfortunately when he is talking about who is subscribed to his channel, which is just a great indicator of how his mind works and how he thinks, like how his brain, you know, functions. Because obviously we can only have people subscribe to our channels if they align 100% belief to belief with everything we believe in. Otherwise you're just a racist and shit. But yeah, this is just your typical liberal ideology where you can't be friends with or watch anybody who isn't aligned perfectly exactly as like with what you are. In other words, it's retard mentality. Let's just be honest.
And I don't align myself with this guy's views at all, but because I call out woke, he somehow thought that I was like him, and he couldn't be further from the truth.
I mean, yeah, that's typically how it works. If you're calling out woke bullshit, you're gonna attract an audience who also hates woke bullshit. Who would have guessed that? Why is Worthaby doing the surprised Pikachu face right now? Acting like, what bro? How could I have like attracted an anti-woke crowd by calling out woke shit in games? Like, how is this even possible? But that's the thing. Most of these anti-woke YouTubers are all grifters. The Grums, the Melanie Max, the Quarter Pounders, the Endymion TVs, the Andy Pants Gamings, etc., are all grifting. How should I like put this nicely? Grifting like bundles of sticks. Okay, these people are all grifters and ultimately and only care about money and pumping out dog shit, lazy, uninspired daily content on the same rehashed bullshit for the 50th time. Like, how many fucking videos of Dragon Age the Veilguard do I need to watch about how it's woke and you regurgitating the same shit before I like go to my safe and grab a Nerf gun, turn that shit around and squeeze the squeezy thing that makes the thing go boom, and you know, Minecraft of course. But really though, that's why I think you should personally and honestly, like if we're gonna keep it a $1.23, okay, you should honestly subscribe to your queen Latina Parfait, who isn't a grifting bitch but is instead max level based and would never lie to you and would never sell her soul for 62 cents, because I, your queen Latina Parfait, will never let you down, ever. So like the video, join my Discord, the Latina Kingdom, and take the Latina pill and be free from these woke dipshits and these grifting retards. Be free, join the Latina ranks, take the Latina pill now.
He couldn't be further from the truth. So it was a targeted attack, unfortunately.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
And that's why I had to be so extreme with it.
targeted attack. Like, this whole victim mentality shit is so gay. Syntheticman never said, you know, go leave, you know, mean and abusive hate comments on Worth of Shill's YouTube videos. You know, all of my subscribers, every single one of you, just go leave hate comments. Just more blatant lies to paint himself as the victim in this situation, who did no wrong and definitely didn't shill or lie for views and money.
So I'm not going to slag off this Syntheticman. I'm just going to show you the kind of stuff that was going on. That's why he got banned from my stream. He said, would I be okay with the choice to diddle children in the game? Choices are not inherently a good thing. So basically he's saying, because I'm okay with the fact that homosexuals existed in 1403 and there is that element in this game, then I should also be okay with pedos.
That makes sense to me.
So basically he's putting pedos and homosexuals in exactly the same category. I mean, well, there you go, like, there you go.
Syntheticman is right here. More choice doesn't inherently mean better. Like, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. You also really gotta love how he brings up this comment, and pretty much his only response is like, I mean, there you go, like, wow.
Well, there you go, like, there you go.
You really proved Syntheticman wrong with that one, little bro. Also, nobody's claim is that, you know, homosexuals only, you know, started existing in the 21st century, okay? Like, nobody is claiming that. The claim is they took Henry and Hans, which is a historical figure, just to let everybody know, and they turned him gay, as with Henry, or bisexual, you know, whatever you want to call it. That's the problem. Henry is a Christian man, as with the majority of people from that time period. So you're taking a pre-established character who was straight in the original game and who liked both Bianca and Teresa, both, let me remind you about this, both being women, who's now into Hans, which is a man, and now is either gay or bisexual. That's the problem. This leftist argument of, oh, these anti-wokers think gay people just didn't exist back in the day. That's nobody's argument, you disingenuous retard, okay?
But anyway, I'm just gonna let you watch this. This is Syntheticman's own channel, and these are recent streams of his.
Gotta love the dead air here. Great quality content right here, am I right?
Any second. Here it is.
It weirdly also combines with my strange fascination with eugenics.
Eugenics, for those who don't know what that is, basically, in the most recent cases of eugenics, Adolf Hitler, he massacred he wiped out the Jews and the Gypsies because their eugenics were not, you know, Aryan.
First off, you really gotta appreciate how Worthaby is showcasing Dead Domain's video here as some sort of proof or evidence that Syntheticman is like a bad person. Like, for anybody who doesn't know, Dead Domain is a trans, a they/them, and theirs, plural with an S. So, you know, multiple people, you know, Dead Domain, you know, he's multiple people, you know, my name is Legion, for we are many, which, yes, this person is an unironic Satanist if you couldn't tell by the goat with the pentagram. And this wonderful, lovely, you know, person here, Dead Domain, made a hit piece on Syntheticman to try and get him banned off of YouTube, and ultimately failed.
You failed. You're done. It's over. You lose. Good day, sir.
So Worth the Shill thinks it's a good idea to showcase a literal Satanist video on Syntheticman as some sort of own, like to try and convince his audience that Syntheticman is a bad person and Worth the Shill is just the victim here. Absolute bitch behavior. This entire stream is just him being dishonest and trying to twist anything Syntheticman has said in the past, such as this about, you know, the eugenics statement, which is absolutely brain dead. He is trying to associate eugenics with the funny man with, you know, the funny mustache from the 1940s, or in other words, trying to associate anything Hitler did with the right. What eugenics basically is trying to breed or pass down the better, or, you know, the superior genes, if you know, if that's what you want to call it. So in other words, if you have like 150 IQ, you know, you're intelligent, you're not going to want to breed with the person with the Down syndrome, okay? Let's just keep it a $127. You'd instead want to breed with a woman who also, you know, has high IQ, you know, who isn't, you know, mentally genetically challenged or who doesn't have disabilities, so that your kids can also not be stupid and, you know, they can have desirable genetics. That's literally all it is.
Kind of, that's what eugenics is all about.
Because the idea of Fuda is some kind of like alternative Ubermensch. It's a butt plug for new Abby to shove her giant Fuda cock in my ass. You have to do things worse than Hitler to fix what's happening right now.
Yeah, he's saying you have to do things worse than what Hitler did to fix the way the world is now. That you heard that right.
I'll just let Syntheticman explain that one.
That's true. That's true. How could you even say that's not true unless you're a fucking cuck? Come on. I mean, come on. Like, let's be real. Let's be fucking real. You can't be that naive. Do you think you're gonna vote the Muslim raping of your country? I mean, I don't think Mac has kids, but if he did, they probably would have been violated by a refugee by now. That basically said we defeated the wrong enemy.
Wow. Wow.
Anything of one.
Wow. Wow. Great response. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. We'll skip a little bit ahead because nothing really of importance is said.
Real talk.
This is him playing Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yeah, have faith in your brothers. Yeah. Everyone except him. I sense heresy from this one. He's corrupted. You can see it on his skin.
So that's the kind of guy we're dealing with, I guess, is just like, just a racist. Just a regular racist.
That was taken from that guy's stream that you heard there. And yeah, he's right.
Yeah, of course he shows a literal neckbeard Reddit mod white guy streamer who is offended over an edgy joke. Jokes are really offensive, especially if you say it towards the protective class. You know, jokes about white people though, you know, completely fine. You know, us as Reddit mods, we need to all like band together. Us, you know, white Reddit mods with our neckbeards, we need to get offended on the behalf of another fucking race because, you know, apparently other races can't defend themselves and we have to be like the protector, you know, the knights in shining armor for the, you know, the black people and the other, you know, the minorities and shit.
Can you see now why his followers had to be purged? I don't want them anywhere near my channel. I just don't.
Banned, 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 banned. Gone. Forever.
Why would I? Why would I want any of his followers anywhere near my channel? And, you know, the fact that they subscribed to me made me want to vomit, to be honest with you.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
The fact that he had multiple people who had self-respect and integrity calling him out on his bullshit, you know, just made him really want to vomit and puke because we didn't like being shilled to for a woke piece of shit product. But yeah, this right here is the perfect showcase of the liberal mindset. Anybody with opposing viewpoints or differing beliefs makes you want to vomit and puke and, you know, it just disgusts you, bro. These people cannot take any form of criticism and they label all forms of criticisms as attacks or abuse. Since followers need to be purged as they are unclean and unholy, okay? Unlike our woke savior of a game right here, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where you get to engage in backdoor activities with an underage child. Now that is what I call holy.
So basically, black woman's skull found in medieval burial ground in Bohemia in the 11th century.
This right here is my personal favorite part of the stream. He shows this article of black woman's skull found in medieval burial grounds in Bohemia from January 20th, 2022, and it claims that like archaeologists have made like an unusual discovery while excavating an early medieval burial ground near Teton Castle in central Bohemia. Among the human remains buried, there was a skull which they believe may have like belonged to a woman of African origin. Oh my god, bro. That means like that really must mean that like, you know, black people were actually the kings of Bohemia back in the day, and that they actually were like the kings and they ruled over the lands, alright? But you know, I can't read the rest of it though, unfortunately, because Worth a Shill in his 200 IQ and infinite wisdom, doesn't even link the article, nor does he even fucking read it himself and shows it for like only, you know, a few seconds on the screen. Wow, great evidence, am I right? It's not like anybody can just go and make up an article on the internet. Surely everything online is always 100% accurate and true. But yeah, according to Worthaby, blacks lived in 14th and 15th century Bohemia. You know, we was kangs and shit. But yeah, this has got to be some of the most advanced levels of coping I've ever seen in a video. Showing an article for like 5 seconds of a supposed skull from a black woman according to unnamed archaeologists, which I guess I gotta just like, you know, take their word for it, because, you know, archaeologists and the scientists would never lie to me. Trust the soins, you guys, and drink up your soylent drinks, everybody.
Just for the people who are going to be who are going to watch this later, who say there was no black people in 1403 Bohemia.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Yep, showing a 5-second screenshot of an article with no link, nor even reading it, is definite proof that black people were in Bohemia back then. So we are going to skip ahead again because Worthaby yaps about how it's not a very bright day in the city, with riveting and exciting gameplay of him riding his horse through the town, pausing every 5 seconds to like catch his breath and think of what to say next.
Because I want to talk about the gay stuff in Kingdom Come, because I think it's very important to tell you why I don't consider this game woke. And when you hear what I have to say, I'm hoping that you'll agree that, see, what's happened is there's been so many lies said about this game. And if you notice now, the game's been out, what, 3 days? And there's been no footage of any kind of homosexuality on the internet at all, other than the kiss.
Funny how the blatant liar is claiming everybody else is liars and is saying it was only a kiss when there's a full-on sex scene of Henry and Hans Capone. So yeah, we're about to hear from Worthaby how there's nothing woke in the game and how there isn't an ounce of wokeness, according to him.
I know that there's only 2 times in the entire 100 hours, 2 times that you get chatted up. Now we know that in 1403, homosexuality existed because there was laws against it. It was a heresy. The church was like, you'd be severely punished for it. And so that's why you don't see it in the game, like anywhere really. You go around, I'm like I say, 55 hours in, and this is what people are melting down about. Watch this.
Got your eye on anyone?
Come off it. I'd have to stand in line behind Herman and his ilk. I'd rather have a drink with you.
That's it. I'm sweating here. Which one should I press?
Well, we both know he ain't lying when he said he doesn't know which one to press, like, let's just be honest. I'm not sure what scene this is though, and I tried looking it up, so I'm just gonna have to go on Shill's word here about it. If you choose the other option, I'm assuming it's just truly a kiss as he says. However, I'm sure we all know there's probably more to it than that, as with either woke or Reddit dialogue. I do love how he doesn't showcase what happens or how the kiss is though, seems very disingenuous to me. But yeah, apparently having gay dialogue in the 15th century, you know, Bohemia isn't woke, nor kissing men. He's also going to cope later on in the stream that the gay cutscene with Henry is all optional, and it's just an Easter egg because some people were making LGBT artwork of Henry and Hans in the first game, so when Daniel Vavra saw it, he thought it was funny or some shit and was like, bro, I have to add a gay sex scene to the sequel of the game because I find this artwork so funny, dude. Which, yeah, is just more copium. So now Shill is going to go on a rant about how it's not woke because nobody's going to pick the option we'll go together, which will initiate the kiss with Hans and Henry, which is quite stupid even for somebody with as little intelligence as Shill. So because according to Worthaby, nobody is going to pick this option, it means the game isn't woke, and it also means it's just an Easter egg. And also because you need to friend up or be nice to Hans as well, you have to have like a good relationship with him. That means it's obscure and nobody will ever see it. Like we are truly at peak brain damage right here.
Can you believe that people are sending death threats to each other, melting down, spending all day every day on people's forums because someone says, do you want a drink? No. All right.
Oh, this is one of my favorite quotes from lefties is, bro, they're like sending us death threats. Oh my god. Like, it just writes itself at this point. You know, like how every single fucking developer, whenever their woke slop of a game releases, they always have to cry on Twitter and online about how they're receiving so many, you know, quote unquote death threats.
6 years ago, these fans of Kingdom Come Deliverance sent to Daniel Vavra some fan art with Henry and Hans being cute together. Daniel Vavra thought it was so funny that he says, we have to have that as an Easter egg. So when Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came along, they says, right, we want to hide this, make it an absolute Easter egg. And it was a nod to the people who'd made all this fan art. That's where it came from. It had nothing to do with BlackRock or that fake guy emailing him. That's where it actually came from.
The gay sex scene, bro, that's just an Easter egg. Daniel Vavra only included that in the game as a nod to the LGBT community, despite him literally claiming and advertising this game as historically accurate. But now, since some people drew fan-made drawings of Henry and Hans sleeping together, that was so funny Daniel Vavra just had to add it to the game. It wasn't because Daniel Vavra was a grifter this whole time, or that he sold out to Embracer Group. It's just a nod, you know? It's just an Easter egg, which look at this cutscene between Henry and Hans and tell me this shit wasn't forced, cringe, and only added for the sake of marking a checkbox.
I'll be back. I promise you. Now everything will be all right. I'll bring reinforcements.
But yeah, you know, this is only an Easter egg, pure fucking copium. But anyways, the rest of the stream, he's just blabbering about how Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 isn't woke because it's not like Dragon Age the Valguard. Because apparently shit can only be woke if it's as blatant as Dragon Age the Pronoun Guard. Then he tries to downplay the gay scene where Henry and Hans are in a bed together as just an Easter egg, bro. And also never brings up the downgrade and quality of writing, how all the women in the game are girl bosses, the Reddit/Marvel levels of dialogue, etc, etc. But yeah, absolutely awful response. So now let's read the comment he left about him not caring that the developers lied. I totally forgot to address that I don't care the developers lied in the stream, so I will address this here. So yeah, I literally do not care that us gamers are constantly told lies by developers. They have been doing it for over 40 years. He really is going to die in this hill, isn't he? So yeah, this should be all the proof you should ever need that you should never trust his opinion on anything or even watch his videos in general. He is blatantly saying he doesn't care that the developers are liars and feed you shit. Just consume the product and get excited for next product. Fuck the player base, fuck the fans, you know, fuck the people buying the products, praise the DI hired developers, am I right? Continuing on, I remember many times reading the back of the box in game shops and thinking, wow, this sounds great. Getting home, installing them, being utterly disappointed at the lies they told me on the box. Many years later, I was so fed up that I created Worth the Buy, and I thought it would be great to read out these lies at the start of every review, then tell people the truth. That is why all these years later, I read the words of the developers so people can hear what they say the game is like. Then I tell you the actual truth about the game, which again, just straight up more blatant lies from him. He's trying to spin this as if that's not what I really meant. What I really and actually meant was, I don't care that the developers lied because I'm going to tell you the truth to what is actually in the game. Do you really think we are that stupid? Do you not realize the stream has been archived? I can play what you said right now, you disingenuous worm.
When I buy a game, I don't go out to dinner with the developer. I play the game. If the developer has lied, you want to know how many fucks I give about that? My goodness, how many fragile people is it? He lied! Somebody lied! He made a game! But a man kissed a man! Oh, big fun!
Then he tries to say he had integrity back in the day, which he probably, and you know, maybe did. Most smaller YouTubers usually have some degree of integrity, then they sell out once they get big in fear of getting demonetized and also appealing to the largest amount of people. But yeah, it's pretty evident the truth did not come out like he is claiming, and it's quite evident you shilled hard for the game. And as we get further from the launch of the game, more and more of this woke bullshit will be coming out as more and more people have played the game for themselves, and we'll see everything in the game and what it has to offer and all of the woke bullshit. So yeah, the stream went over very poorly to nobody's surprise, and my review for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will probably be out within 4 to 5 days at the most. I'm going to try to get it out before the launch of Avowed so I can play and review that shit show next. But yeah, that'll most likely be my final video on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because at this point I do feel like all these drifting YouTubers who milk topics, and I'll be moving on from it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Shit, take the Latina pill and stay based.